The best mix of the 80s, 90s, and today. Variety 104.
Thank you. Thank you. What a gathering. This is fantastic. Thanks for the reception. And Newman Society, very interesting, because I started a similar group. You can tell I'm from the States? Yeah? Okay. I started a similar group at the State University for Education, where I went to Teachers College there, okay? Also went to the University of Buffalo, University of Bridgeport in Connecticut. And I started this liberal forum where anybody could come and talk, okay? Outside of any regular academic type of teaching or instruction. We had all kinds of people come to our events, okay? So it's an honor, John, thank you, to have been invited to this, these hallowed halls of academia, and it's nice to see all your inquiring mind faces here. This is great. What we hope to accomplish here now is to do something that's outside of specialty areas, okay? It's outside of normal purview. What it really means is we're trying to create a stir of breeze across your minds to get you to think in different dimensions instead of linear specialist thinking, general discerning type of thinking, okay? Believe it or not, we're doing this to get the message out. It's a very serious message, but anytime you're too serious and you're not using humor, it doesn't help, okay? This subject is something which is going to come more and more into the news, more into the media. We're going to have a lot of speculation about that. The general public, to begin with, doesn't want to know about UFOs. They do not want to know about flying saucers or aliens or ETs, except in the sci-fi sense. Unless it affects their daily routines of work, the way they interplay with their basic institutions in society, they don't want to know about it, okay? Until you first see your first UFO, until you first have an anomalous experience, a paranormal experience even, okay? Then your mind is open. You stop doing this kind of common thinking. There are three basic types of thinking. The first type of thinking is mimicry, imitation. That's how we first start learning in society. We imitate our brothers, our sisters, playmates. We imitate the things that the family is doing. Most people never really get out of the first stage of thinking, mimicry. They still go on imitating everybody. They're afraid to step beyond that. The next phase of thinking, and that's a phase you should enter when you come into university, is called the reflective stage. That's when you start questioning things that previously you accepted without questioning. This is an opportunity for you in this environment that you find yourself in now to really start exploring mind things. You notice I did not say brain, because we are not just bioelectrochemical entities. We'll get into that later if we have time, okay? But we are not that. We are mind. And if you want to say spirit, we can say spirit as well, okay? Okay, let's take a walk on the wild side a little bit here. Let's try to dent and wrinkle some of your mental concepts and the way you are thinking about things. Let's try to explore reflective ways of thinking about things. And I'll give you some hardened facts as well. And pictures if you want, this type of thing, okay? So we'll start out with some audience interactive stuff. We'll do a little pantomime, you know, we'll interact with you. How many people, we could look for a show of hands here. You want these lights out? Nice guy. Now I'm spotted here, okay. Let's do a show of hands, okay? Don't be afraid, don't hesitate, be assertive. Start being an assertive personality, okay? You're at school, I'm sure you can do it with your friends, all right? But do it with yourself too. Really show who you are, you know, get into yourself. Show of hands, how many people think that flying saucers and aliens really do exist? Okay, I'm not going to ask you why, but that's a pretty good proportional representation here, okay? On the other hand, how many are skeptical but are open-minded about the possibility? That's why you're here, right? You're curious. Hopefully we're going to satisfy a lot of those things and set you on a path, on a road, where you can explore these things on your own. Not only that, but you can experience them on your own. Okay. How many are downright sure that no such things exist? Come on, there has to be one son of a, somebody who doesn't. Okay, right, because there is always the possibility of all possibilities. When you start understanding that even quantum mechanics, when you talk about quantum things, everything that we do these days, everything that we use technologically, is based on quantum. No one understands how it works. Even the people working with quantum mechanics, quantum processes, okay, don't understand it. We're beginning to realize that nothing happens until consciousness touches it. That's a mental thing, not a brain thing, not a biochemical type of reactive type of thing. Okay? That's something we will get back to. Okay. Now it's my turn. I'm going to state, and I'm going to tell you outright, that aliens indeed exist. Flying saucers are here. Aliens have been with us for thousands of years. I'm not on a pulpit here, and I'm not preaching to you about sci-fi things and, unknown quantities. We know. Knowing is better than believing. The top ufologists in this field don't have to worry about people who are skeptics. We don't have to worry about people who don't believe. We're not out to evangelize and try to recruit people. We don't run an organization of control. What we do is ask you to think about it and have your own experiences, and we point you in that direction, okay? Millions of people are seeing flying saucers, UFOs. Why aren't you? Okay? It was, why don't you see them? Maybe you don't look up. Maybe you're too interested in MTV or your studies, or you're closed into this type of thing. But anyway, there are ways to see them. And people who want to see them, strangely, do see them, okay? There's another mental factor involved there I'll explain later. I was the founder during the first Gulf War. Now we have to say Gulf War number 1, don't we? Okay? Of the Royal Saudi Arabian Army Combat Medics. They didn't have a combat medics group, okay? Okay, we saw flying saucers over there too. During the war, all over the place. This is on hearsay now, because you're taking my word for it, but I'm just giving you some background. I worked with the United States Military Training Mission and J-Corps Exchange Technology Group out of the State Department. I was the liaison between them and the Saudi Army. So I speak Arabic. Anybody here speak Arabic? How many times have you had to rephrase something? Oh, let me put it this way. No. Maybe you'd understand it better if I said it this way. When you're talking to someone conversationally, or you're trying to get a point across, sometimes they don't understand you, or you have to say it a different way, because it's not like telepathy. Language is a very difficult thing. And again, it goes back to what I said before. You can't take anyone else to where your own experiences are. You can't really put them in that picture that you were in, okay? You can't bring them there. Telepathy does that. Some people do experience telepathy. I'll tell you about a few that I've had. People hear voices? Well, that's a different story, okay? Telepathy, what does telepathy do? It delivers the whole package, a global package. Holistically. All of a sudden you know exactly what that message is. No one has to go and tell you in words. Words would confuse you. That's a little off the subject, I know, so we'll get back to this.